Hello, everybody. Oh, let me get my mic together here. Hello, everybody. This is Dave Rawson. I'm the father of geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. Okay, yes. Make sure I got this live. Okay, thank you guys for coming in. Those who decided to join in, thanks so much for coming into this live. There's something I just put together for right now. Didn't have any true scheduled lives for today. Just wanted to just get this to kind of talk to you all that is coming in, that's been to coming to the Q&A and things like that. As you guys know, we already had a search the other weekend, not last weekend, weekend prior on the 25th, and just wanted to talk about that a little bit. But at the same time, things going forward, as you guys know that that was supposed to have been something similar to the last search, but of course, I just going out there in some of the areas that we still just lacking, just little small pockets here and there. Just want to make sure I still be able to do that one day in the future. So for now, that is just a bunch of discussions in the background. But again, like I said, just coming in today, just try to join in with those who come on the Q&A. That's those who supporting this YouTube channel. But this is not doing the StreamYard, so it's not. I just kind of sent some of the invites over to other social media platforms like Twitter and Facebook. Just put a share there, but this is mainly for the YouTube watchers. So thank you guys. I see Tracy. Thank you so much for being here. And T and Wildflowers, of course. Thank you so much for just standing by, just coming in just to hear. I have to say, I kind of want to engage with you guys on the chats and talk about some things, get some suggestions from you guys as well. You guys, hey, you've been reaching out to me. Hey, Mr. Robinson, how can I help in your efforts to find Daniel? And just wanted to hear some feedback from you guys too. It's a couple things I look at this whole time, just searching for Daniel. Of course, just the whole matter of running to other families who going through similar situations. Some is a lot worse. When I say a lot worse, there's people who have missing loved ones for years now, without word, without finding out what happened to their loved one. It'd be mothers, sisters, brothers, cousins, children, just like Daniel for me. So yeah, it's out there, and a lot of people are suffering the same fate, just in different ways. One of the biggest problems I see just early on, that I recognize really quick, it caused me to put. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for coming in. By the way, put me into a place where I had to make decisions about stuff. Just hey, go look for my own son. But it put me in a place also to recognize all the this disparities that's going on in this whole situation. When it comes to looking for your loved one. Also, the fact that the things that happen with law enforcement, the reasons why in 2023, with all the technology that we have a lot of technology, that we have, and still we have missing people the way we do in this country. So it's a broad thing. It's just not alienated for me and my family. A lot of families out there, like I said, suffering the same thing. But a lot of those reasons is the way that law enforcement approaches, missing person cases at the beginning. So that's one of the reasons why, if you guys notice that, if you go to pleasehelpfinddane.com and you see that I have a petition there. That petition at the beginning, I put it there because I had some issues with Buckeye Police Department, um, you know, putting that urgency there. I haven't, this way before the Petito case and way before but I've seen some things, the way they handle certain cases versus where they was handling Daniel's case. The first day, my team and I were just talking about this the other day. Something simple as putting the word out. You're missing. You're a person. You're a citizen, and the first person that we do reach out to is law enforcement. Of course, guys. I was over 2,000 miles away from Arizona at the time, and so I have relied on law enforcement. So we want to make sure they reach, do what they're supposed to do. Of course, you put in a missing person. Of course, they do their assessments and things like that. That's common sense. Taking reports, but want to make sure they're doing everything as soon as possible, not late. Thank you so much, Ashes, for coming in. I see you all here. Thanks so much. Let's keep Daniel in our prayers. Thank you so much again, but just seeing some of those actions. So what I'm saying is that's what caused me to put the petition there, because I started seeing that early on, say, hey, look, the petition started this way. You guys help me put some pressure on law enforcement to show some urgencies, put Daniel's name on a database, put, some urgency into the search because I didn't see that at the beginning. So, like I said, that's what I'm saying. Just kind of want to let you guys know how at the beginning to start seeing some things that was going wrong with missing person cases and how law enforcement approaches it and how things could be done a lot better, things like that, things that can help families in the future. So I started looking towards that point like early on, really quick. Those things I started noting. And thank you so much for putting that up there. Team Wildflower we had 125,319 signatures. I remember there was only 10 signatures on Team Wildflower. So yeah, that's a big progress. And I don't like to say signatures. I want to make sure I correct myself on that. That's your voices. Those who have signed us already. I'm sure you did. Team Wildflower and Ashes to Ashes. You all, thank you so much. Uh, those are voices. Those are people voices. Just your voices. That is backing everything that I'm doing, backing backing my efforts and things like that. So, but that's your voices putting it there. You guys have sounded multiple times, there's multiple voices. But yeah, the whole point is, like I said, you guys, I just wanted to kind of throw out on this. This is not a Q&A. This is a discussion. It's something I wanted to do. This on Q&A tomorrow, you guys. And I see you guys coming in already. Thank you so much for joining in. Nava, thank you so much. If say you were signed, thank you so much. Yes, just go on pleasehelpfinddane.com and hit that petition button, and it'll take you there to get that thing signed. You guys, sometimes when you do put it, I want to mention that when you do sign that petition or put your name on that petition, they may send you a confirmation email. So you probably want to check that as well to make sure your petition, your number counts. Saying your signature counts. So again, it's not just a signature; it's your voice backing everything I'm doing here. Again, the reason why I even had the petition in the first place is to cause some action in my son's case. But as it going on, like I said, guys, what I was trying to get to, thank you, East for being here. What I was trying to get to is that, as it went on, as I've been doing my desert searches out there, as I've been, engaging with the public, I've been running to a lot of people who have missing loved ones as well. Amazingly, a lot of those people was out there in the searches. They was out there helping me search for Daniel, but they have their missing loved ones been missing for years. And and some of the things, like I said, I recognize real quick is what's that slothfulness, and that caused me to do the petition to try to get law enforcement to move a lot faster. But as like I said, time went by, hearing those pleas and those people's story, I want to do something about it. That's when the activism, kicked into my heart. I want to be able to do something to help other people. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I started putting out things. Hey, we need this petition. You guys keep signing this petition because we got to get the department within the department in these police departments that can all they do is specialize in missing persons. We don't need to be relying on the law enforcement police any longer. Police is doing wearing so many hats, doing so many things at one time, and it's easy for them to throw in a missing person case to throw it to the side and things like that. Make assumptions like they did on Daniel's case. Hey, look, he's a grown man. He wanted to disappear on his own. He can. Those are assumptions that caused my son to be missing until this date. So I just want to thank you, Sherry, for being here. I really appreciate that. Tia Wildflower again. Pacific Breeze. Thank you so much. I see some of the familiar names. Thank you so much. But like I said, this whole fact, just trying to uh, find ways to help law enforcement do a better job. Meaning that it should this is not really a law enforcement issue of a missing person. That should be the law enforcement issue, as in department wise. Yeah, there should be a department within that that utilize some of that funding that police departments get. Saying especially in states like I say California, Arizona, New York, Alaska, Hawaii. No, all these states especially have really big missing person populations. Every state, but mainly these big ones. They have these populations of big high numbers of missing persons. Should have a department within the department. That's all they do. Like I said, you guys, and that's what the petition started growing from that point. It started off, like I said, from me trying to get action in my son's case to start going to the activism part of things. As you guys can see now, also that just constantly fighting with law enforcement. Sometimes that the petition helped me as well to when I go to the Justice Department, or have you guys having my back, and say, hey, and it may get some movements there. They say, hey, look, he got how many people that was 125,319 people standing with him. That's in agreement to what he's saying. So your petition, sign no petition, that helped out a lot. So I just wanted, like I said, you guys, I just kind of decided to do this live just a minute ago, just a while ago, just to be on here, to engage with you all, especially the YouTube subscribers who've been growing this channel. We had 2.44 thousand subscribers, and I thank you guys for doing that. Hitting a like, share, and subscribe button. To get this channel growing. That's very important. It's very important to what I'm doing. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Esans, doing the right thing. Thank you, doing all right. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. How old are you doing? I'd like to see that in the chat. If everybody's doing good, give me a thumbs up, or let me know that you're doing good. Because, like I said, I just wanted to make sure I'm engaging you guys, and I'll tell you how much I really appreciate you guys constantly coming into this YouTube channel, supporting in every way you can. And whether you're on YouTube, this YouTube channel, you've been supporting on Twitter, you've been supporting on Facebook, been all kind of other different ways. Hitting me up on the text messages, emails, etc. So just one thing. Thank you, Melissa. I see that, Melissa. Thanks so much with those thumbs up. Thank you, Team Wildflower, with your thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Guys, let me know your Pacific Breeze with thumbs up. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for letting me know that you're doing well. I pray for all of you that you're doing well. Thank you, Vanessa, as well. You're doing well in your day. Today is a good day. All days are good, you guys. I say this all the time. It's a truth that I have learned a long time ago, ever since I was a little kid. I'm a Bible reader. So when I was a child, I used to read the Bible, and I remember that when God, He created each day. After each day, He said it is good. I tend to believe that. Yeah, I tend to believe that in my entire day. Bad things can happen today, things can go wrong, or whatever the case may be. It has nothing to do with the day. The day is good. Every time the new day, the sun rises, whether it's cloudy or not, the sun is rising. It's a good day. It's been created that way, and good things. As long as you stay in that positive realm, your day will go very well. You know what I'm saying? Things, like I said, can happen within that day. Doesn't mean the day is bad. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Nine, for putting your thumbs up. I see like multiple thumbs, so you're doing really good. You got 3 thumbs there, 3 thumbs up there, Melissa. We got the thumbs. I really appreciate you guys for letting me know that you're doing well. But yeah, like I said, all the days are good. All your days are good, even in despite of what going on in me and my family. We have a missing son. It hurting us to our heart. Those are horrible moments that happened on June the 23rd, 2021. But the day is good. The day is good. I was able to get up out of my house, throw everything into that vehicle, and start headed west. It could have been worse. It could have been that I didn't have a car. It could have been, didn't have any gas or money to get to Arizona. You know, it could have been worse. But the whole point is, just being able to. I'm just grateful for each day that we have. So we all have to be grateful. Thank you, T and Wildflower. We have to be grateful for each day. So just wanted to, like I said, you guys, just want to engage with you. Just make me feel great, to see your names there. A lot of familiar names, of course, with you guys on the Q&A. That will be tomorrow. I will be putting up stuff after I get off this live. I'll let you guys, the time because the time has changed this weekend. Don't forget, you guys, to move forward. Remember, spring forward. In the springtime, you spring forward. In the fall, you spring and you fall back. So spring forward, you guys put your time up an hour or so, unless you're in Arizona. The time stay the same. But everywhere else, so don't forget to spring forward, put your clocks forward this weekend. So Tim Wildflower, thanks so much again. Dirt Reloaded, thank you so much. It's been almost 2 years. When is Buckeye going to do something? This need to be a criminal investigation, and that's what we're doing. You guys, I am putting a letter out. I'll be talking about that tomorrow on Q&A as well. Have a official letter that I'm sending out to all the law enforcement agents that have their hands on it. It'd be especially Buckeyes, the main one, but it'd be including the Maricopa County and also Tempe Police Department, where I am requesting to get this. First of all, we're going to get a jurisdictional change. Try to make sure Buckeye Police Department is not going to continue to hold Daniel's cases hostage. for their own ego, stroke their own ego to whatever they got going on. The confidence in that department is totally crushed. There's no redemption for them. They need to go ahead and do the right thing and move Dan's case. Oh, but to answer your question on that and say, yeah, it's been 2 years. It should be a criminal case. Yes, I already called it a criminal case. My investigator at the time always called it a criminal case. We gave hard physical evidence, as guys know, that shows criminality, and the fact that the family we know. I know my son, and so definitely we'll move this case over to a more criminal investigation. It's been over almost 2 years, like you said. That's far enough time to know that something is not right. And so thank you so much, Dirt, for putting that up there, you guys. I see Dirt. Let me put a thumbs up, Dirt, if you're doing okay. I know you're doing well. But just put thumbs up. Like I see you guys see these thumbs in the chats. I was asking everybody earlier, let me know that you're doing well by putting a thumbs up. I see some people put 3 or 4. Just put the thumbs up. Let me know you're doing well. All right. So thank you so much. I just want to engage. That's the reason I'm doing this live today. Just to engage with you guys. I had a little moment in my break in my time. I'm doing a little bit of work. Everything's over towards Daniel. Do some work. And like I said, I'm doing this letter that will be going out to law enforcement. And just wanted to take a break. But my break is really here to engage. Thank you, James B. I see you with the praying hands and the heart. Thank you so much. Uh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yes, jurisdictional change is needed. Thank you, T and Wildflower again. Pacific Breeze, Buckeye PD needs to turn over everything they have. They do. They really do. I mean, they don't have much. You guys, what they have is mostly what I gave them. Like I told you guys, you may read some stuff in it. Say, oh, the Buckeye Police. They say they put on a list, and a lot of the stuff on that list is what I've given them or done myself, right? So, but that's like I said, that's to me is a form of stroking their own ego, holding my son's hostage, and that's the reason why my son is still missing. Tia Wildflower, yes, jurisdiction change. Buckeye needs to hand everything over. And Derp has here. This is Michael from the. Oh yeah, thank you, Mike. That's right. For rooting for you, brother. Thanks so much, Michael. Yeah. So now I know who you are. When I see Derp, I know who it is. Thank you for your service. First of all, I really appreciate that, man. Thanks so much for your service as well. And also, Ashes to Ashes. Thanks so much for being here again. Didn't know how to find the emoji. Yeah, you know what? I've been learning a lot on this YouTube things too. This is first time I'm doing a live straight from the YouTube. I usually use the StreamYard, and then so that way I can hit all platforms at the same time. So I'm just trying something new with this, just the YouTube side of things. So yes, I'm new at that kind of stuff too. So I see the super chats for the first time. Gizzle K, she was trying to school me on a whole lot. So so I'm with you on that one. Okay, let me see who else I got here. Tia Wi-Fi again, Ash. Okay, thanks so much. D Love, thanks so much for being here again. Peace and blessings on your family and you, Mr. Robinson. Thanks so much with the praying hands. I really appreciate that. Also, let's see who else I got here. Okay, thank you so much, Nava. Thanks so much for being here with the thumbs up. Let you know, okay. James B with the thumbs have 4 thumbs up. You're doing well. Really good. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys. And thank everybody. What's that? Scaring the cheese. That's a new one. So, well, thank you so much for being here. All those following should consider contacting, tagging media, and that's really good. And make this national news. Maybe that would encourage Buckeye Police Department. And thank you so much. Yes, like I said before, you guys, this is a family effort. When I say family effort, you guys are family as well. It's a family effort, saying it's a community effort and everything else. I'm just one man, been doing my best as a father. And, I would never have gotten this far without you guys. You guys have been, the public has been doing everything you guys can, from calling to texting to email. There's so many things been going on in the background with my efforts to fight for Daniel. So yes, definitely. I agree with that. Keep Daniel's story out. That's the reason why I do this kind of stuff right here, is to keep Daniel's story alive, try to get it out as far as I can. Like I said, I don't control the narrative out there. I don't control the social media. I mean, the news media. And so, yes, definitely reach out to the news media. I reach out to them all the time. I know a lot of journalists. They have their phone direct numbers to and I put out a lot, but they have bosses too. And but if you guys as a general public want to hear certain things like scaring the cheese says, and you want to put out something and say, hey, reach out to these people, and they'll call me, trust me, they'll call me because then their people will say, hey, yeah, let's hit the story up. It's a public interest, and let's hit the story up. So when you guys show interest like that, yeah, that kind of helps me get Daniel's story as well. All right, and here's just Dirt. Thank you again, Michael. I'm just gonna call you Dirt, but Michael, either or. That's just thank you so much. Likewise, brother. I'll try to get more volunteers for the next search. I'll keep in touch to see if I can help get volunteers for you. Thanks so much. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys coming out before. Did an excellent job of helping out there in the desert. I feel really good at having brothers and sisters out there from the military as well. It makes me feel good to see you guys out there in support of these efforts. So thank you so much again, Michael. Thank you, Dirk. All right, have let's see who else. Oh, James. Thank you, James B. Thanks so much for. Let's see if I can put these things on the screen. Can you put this on the screen? But no, I guess not. James B. This is so different from StreamYard, you guys. But thank you, James B, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Truly a blessing. Really appreciate the support for this channel, like I said, and the support for everything I'm doing. Scaring the cheese again. I've been tagging. Maybe in numbers, it would add some motivation. Thanks so much. That helps a lot. This hashtags Daniel Robinson to hashtag please help find Daniel to some of these things, just tagging and all that stuff. It matters. You guys, I really appreciate that. Esands $20. Thank you so much again for the super chat. I really appreciate that. God bless you as well. Supporting this channel, you guys, that really brings a lot of joy in my heart. You and James, I really appreciate that as well. Just supporting this channel, supporting my efforts. God bless you. Like I said, I can't do it without you guys. You have an army behind you. Yes, I really do. Army of people that have a lot of love and empathy. I love you back, you guys. I have a lot of love and empathy for others, the people that you don't know. People don't know me, you don't know Daniel, but you know me and you know Daniel in your own love and way. So I really appreciate that. Near and far, we're here. Thanks so much, Esands. I really believe I can feel it from the bottom of my heart. I've been seeing it for almost 2 years now. I tell you what, you guys, no matter what walk of life you come from, when you have to reach out and depend on the public and the public respond the way you guys have, it put a bit different outlook in life towards you at the same time. Let you reminds you of how many great people in the world. There's a lot of people out there that are not doing the right thing, but there's a lot of good people out here in the world. So we have to always remember that. Okay, coordinate a time and make it trend. Thank you so much. Yes, we definitely have to do that. We put some of those things together as well. Scaring the cheese, tea and wildflower. Let me see if I got any more comments in here. But you guys, like I said, for those who just coming in and joining in, who usually come on the Q&A live, which would be tomorrow. I just decided to come on today. In the meantime, I'm doing some paperwork, writing letters, and just wanted to get a little break and engage with you guys. Just talk a little bit. So I just pretty much want to talk with the chats and also kind of tell you what I'm planning to do going forward once I see so many people in here. Um, and I'll be talking about it on the Q&A tomorrow. Moochie Bear, thanks so much for a comment there. I suggested a Twitter storm a while back. Can't remember who, but another creator said they would assist. That would be great. Yes, yes. I can say it wasn't for some of these content creators as well. I've been on a lot of YouTube channels. That's how it first started with me. Once I was able to get Dane's story out to a certain level of news media coverage, but it took a lot of that. It took a lot of the content creators who actually put Daniel's story on, had me come on and talk about his story and it's help spread the word. Like Gizzard K and John Q and Q Carlock and some of the others, T. Sophia and some of the other ones. Everybody did a part of sharing Daniel's story and it started growing from there. Definitely being on just so many of them. I just want to make sure I don't want to miss people's names, so I need to not really say a whole lot of them because I end up missing somebody. There's just a lot. There's a lot of content creators, and I really appreciate each and every last one of them who has been helping. Like I said, and Gizzle K especially, who helped me actually even learn anything about YouTube. So I told you guys on the Q&A, that's what YouTube was always just this one thing, just how to do something, how to fix a something on my engine in my vehicle or change a light bulb or something. I don't know, but it was never for anything like this. Is why we use YouTube for share videos to my family, stuff like that. But never anything like this. So I learned a lot as time. Unfortunately, learned a lot as time went by. Just look for Daniel. Are there any searches in rescue still in training? Or that searching this for Nava. Thanks so much. For, if I'm about to say your name right, Neva or Nava. Thanks so much. Are there any search and rescue still in training that can come and help? Yeah, I was looking out for anybody who come and help in my efforts out there. You know, like I said, I'm always going to look for that. Always need that. You know, and so, yes, definitely. That's hopefully somebody else will be coming out for it with that as well. I've been working with a lot of people. Yes, you guys know in the last search I had out there, I had the Arizona Rangers out there with me. They came two times before in the past when I first started my searches, but I really was happy to see them out there the other day. Those guys are really was very kind and helped out a whole lot. So thanks so much. D Love, I see say you here. I may say some of your names over again, but thank you so much, you guys, for being here. Let's see who else I got here. T and Y Flag. Yeah, a proud Grizzly. That's right. Love the Grizzlies, right? So, thanks. So I thought YouTube was for skateboarding dog videos. That's funny now. Yeah, I'm saying, I mean, I think back when I was looking at YouTube, YouTube was mostly to me almost like what we look at the modern day TikTok or something. You can probably go because I used to watch before I went to Afghanistan. I used to watch this young lady. I can't think of her name right now, but Jermaine Dupree picked her up right now, but she was we used to call her Fat, and I used to watch YouTube to watch her sing. She'd get on there and start singing sometimes, and I mean, beautiful voice. I mean, I think she was up there with Beyonce. And sure enough, she hit it. The Jermaine Dupri um, uh, got word about her singing on YouTube, and she made it. So the thing is, what I'm saying is, but she made as big as Beyonce, but I'm saying she's out there. But the thing is, that's what I thought YouTube was for too, like something, almost like the modern day like what is TikTok now. But yeah, things like that. But I never seen it been utilized for business to you name it. So yeah, I've been learning a lot. And like I said, T and Y Flowers, yes, you are a Grizzly. Thanks so much for the Grizzlies. I love the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies always I always have my back. I've met a lot of Grizzlies out there in the searches. One particular that's always out there, Rose, and just really grateful for all the Grizzlies coming off of Gizzler K channel. Excuse me. I see Sophia right here. Thanks, Sophia. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Sophia, that's what I'm doing. This you probably see I just got off the chats with my team and just wanted to do a quick live. Like I said, just engage with you guys. It's not a Q&A. It's not a just wanted to get into the chats, just take a little break off, a little moment time off from paperwork, from doing now when I say paperwork, doing things online and like I said, getting these letters out. So and just talk about things going forward. As you guys know, like I said, I was talking about earlier for those who just coming in, Sophia. I was just telling them about how, the petition became the petition. It was an urgency first to some type of activism. You know what I'm saying? And when I say activism, that got me to want to do something for the others, for everybody else who's going through the same similar situations as me and my family. What can I do my part? And you guys know the Daniel Rawson Foundation, one of those things as well that came into my heart and my mind to be able to push out. Of course, it's bearing Daniel's name, and it's because that what motivated me. It motivated me because my son is missing. This is not unique. You don't know. A lot of times we don't even think about things like this. You live your everyday life, and you hear about people going missing, but you just hear about it. You just don't. It's not part of your life, so you kind of hear about it. It's kind of hit and miss type deal until it happens to you to happen to see you direct, and then you're engaged, deep down engaged, and that's when I say, this is a big problem in this country. So what can I do to help this situation, And so the Daniel Russell Foundation is one of those things, as well as the petition is another. I have some future endeavors I'm doing as well that should be able to help as well when it comes to missing persons. But at the same time, you guys know that in life we have other things that we want to try to, you have. I think everybody have a little activism in it. Every time you watch the news and you see something that is not right, and you just start. I don't know if y'all do like I do. I talk to the television. The man, you know what? No, this is not. No, we got to do something about that. This need to be some changes. We just need to stop seeing these police shooting people down in the street so easily. For instance, sometimes it be these things that happen in society that make you ready to go and do something about it, but then you just don't know how. And then you talk about it for a while, and then next thing you know, you're quiet on it and you just set on it. So, like I said, this situation with my son caused me to want to keep going. You know, not just for Daniel, but for everybody else too. So that's why I'm trying to do some things, and I will be start introducing some things that I'm planning to do in the future. I talked to my team about it, talked to my family about it, some other little things. So I will be sharing those things with you guys in the future, but I want to make sure uh, that certain things are in place before I really started putting things out in the public. So good morning to you. Pacific Breeze again is going to take that per one person who remembers something to say something, and that's the key. That's the key. I thought about that when I first started trying to get Daniel's name, going to reaching out to the local news media, and also when I created Please Help Find Daniel was the first thing. One of the first things I did. I built the website and started off that way. And then we had the searchfordaniel.org just for the search, but that Please Help Find Daniel was there for communication, to reach out to you guys, to reach out to the public, things like that. So, and to reach out to that person, because, I know that if you guys hear about the story, you guys will share it. And my thinking is like this. I use that analogy that may be possible. That person who have seen something that day, what happened to my son out there or wherever, and they happen to be riding in a U-Haul truck, traveling out of town, leaving Arizona, going to some other state somewhere else in this country, and or just leaving. And they live in Hawaii, or they live in, I know a U-Haul truck, but they live some other state, Florida or Alabama, or Maine or something. And you guys sharing Daniel's story, they were actually hearing this, it'll jog their memory. You know what? I've seen something that day. As I was passing by, I've seen so and so, and that's what I've been relying and banking on, you guys. And that's the reason why I make sure I try to do everything I can to keep Daniel's story out in the public. And I really encourage you guys to continue to help me do that, because yes, I want to, like you said, Pacific Breeze, that one person may remember something, and that may be the exact key that we need to find in Daniel. It might be that exact thing at the exact time where we need to find Daniel. So that's the reason why it's very crucial for me to do what I'm doing right now, doing these lives, doing these interviews, to you name it. Keep Daniel's story fresh and new. The news cycle, like you said, you guys seen this story did go national for a while during the Petito time. Then it died out. Story got old to news organizations, you know, and so that's why it's important for us to keep it going, and that's important. That's why it's important for me to engage with you guys to help me keep Daniel's story alive, because yes, it will go. Thanks so much, you guys. Again, those who have not put the thumbs up yet, I want you to put the thumbs. You too, Sophia. Put your thumbs up if you're doing okay. You're doing well today. Like I said earlier, you guys who probably just coming in, every day is a good day. There's no such thing as a bad day. Like I was telling everybody when I was a kid, and you watch, if you read, that's if you believe in the Bible like I do. I'm just saying, but even if you don't believe in the Bible, things like that, think about it. Every time the day been created, there's nothing wrong with the day, right? The way I take it from the Bible standpoint, like I said, every day that God created, each day after each day, He said it is good. If you don't believe in the Bible or not, you gotta look at it. Each day is good, right? Bad things can happen in the day, but the day good. Ain't nothing wrong today. The sun's still rising like it's supposed to, so it's good. Everything working and functioning the way it's supposed to function. The leaves and the trees grow up the way it's supposed to grow. The air is still there, so everything is good. Bad things can happen in that day, but good, but the day itself is good. And I generally know, even despite of what happened to my family, each day is good. So just want to tell you guys that always keep that positive mindset. A lot of times, the positive energy come back to you. So always keep that with yourself. Dirt, thank you again. I'm out, brother. See you next time. Okay, thank you so much again. Thank you for your service and thank you for being here, supporting. Wish I could help. Search. I keep you in my prayer. You know, and the prayers and everything matters. Toast of and thanks so much. Thanks so much for being here. First of all, but yeah, those matter. Everything, like I said, every effort, you guys, whether you have to search or not. You know, you guys have been praying. You guys have been giving good comments. You guys have been passing out flyers. You guys, been reaching out to people, been sharing their story, everything. Everybody plays a part. Everybody have their own part. You know your limitations, what you can and you can't do. So those things, trust me, I'm grateful for each and every last one of them. You don't have to even watch what I'm talking about. You don't have to even engage into Daniel's story, but you have, and I really appreciate that. Amy Wolf, thanks so much for being here. Joining late, that's fine. Is it possible for three of us to go search again in the desert? Not looking for approval, but don't want to be arrested or shot by the property owner. The property owner won't shoot you. At least I hope not. I've been out there many times by myself, but no. One thing is, Amy, I have to, what I'm telling y'all guys is what's a blessing is for me. I've been kind of not literally chase out the desert. They kind of give me kind of push and shove in a sense, want me out of the desert. The owners at the time. When I say the owners, not the original owner. The owners are the ranchers. They're pretty okay. They never gave us problems, let us on that in and out on their property. But once they start selling those properties off to Eldorado Holdings, and those things started that stuff started changing. Eldorado Holdings was really kind of rough on allowing me to be out there. And when I say rough, they weren't stopping me, but it was like doing things to try to encourage me not to be out there anymore. Right. So, but anyway, but the good part is, as I told you guys last time, I had to understand it. Look, this is your last search, basically. The Eldorado Holdings we did with Howard Hughes Corporation, but at the time, and it was like speaking for them, I guess, too. Look, the last search pretty much we need a head count, that type deal, but they no longer in the picture, you guys. Just found out the other day they're no longer in the pictures. All Howard Hughes Corporation, and I will be having conversations with them, so those things are changing, of course. Let's see here. Nava, again, cracking cases are a very good channel for missing people. Thanks so much for that. But again, to go back to you, Amy Wolf, yes, I don't think that you'll be arrested or anything like that. They do have no trespassing signs there. You guys can understand that's because, but you do need permissions to go on their land. That's what I'm not gonna say. Hey, you just go on their land. No, but they need to know you out there. And if you see them working on their construction, I wouldn't advise nobody going out there while they breaking ground. They got those heavy equipment out there. You shouldn't be out there while people are doing construction, right? Of course, you get hurt, something they responsible, so they don't want you out there. Saturday, when they're not working, they're down, the equipment down, and all that stuff. And then you have a scheduled date, and you're talking to them and like I am, talk to them and hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm looking for my son, but I need to pass through your property to do so. Like had discussion with them, and you know, this is what date we're doing it. They make it okay. They give you permissions, then you do it. Even law enforcement, when they went out the Saturday before, the 25th on the 18th, they had to talk to the owners of the land to go out on their property doing the search. So of course, you talk to the property owner, so I wouldn't tell you, Amy, to just go out there. You know, me personally, I have different ways to get to where I need to go without even going across their property. So, um, but yeah, that's where I'm at on that. All right, toaster oven. Has there been any kind of progress or leads at all? If it's so baffling, yes, it depends on what part of how far you are on this case. When I say how far you're on this case, that's what a Q&A. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. A lot of times people just don't just coming in and learn about Daniel's story, for instance, and they may have missed some of the progress that have been made. For instance, like the forensics on electronics. Some of the effort is almost just close. That's the reason why I'm writing the letters today, you guys, as well as getting Maricopa County to go ahead and officially take on Daniel's the other electronics to do it from a law enforcement standpoint instead of for myself. And also, I got a letter going out to Buckeye and the rest of them again to uh, officially let them know again. I did it before, but let them know that hey, look, I need my son's case moved over to the Maricopa County, change jurisdiction. FBI, Maricopa County, change jurisdiction. And those are only two. DPS is one, two as well. Who has jurisdiction overall jurisdiction like Maricopa County? But just want to make sure it's out of Buckeye's hand. Everything they don't have. I want them to have no fingerprint on my son's case, and so just wanted to get them out of there off of that. But those are some of the progress. But the progress is also you guys see that I, the search that we had. I was asking for 200 people. Uh, Close to that actually showed up, very close to that, and we was able to get a lot of that ground taken off the map. When I say taken off the map, meaning that I was able to, which my set the map had to be updated. It may not be updated. I'm just doing it on my own outside of that set the map. But those areas are being covered and being wiped off that map. In other words, we don't have to go back over it, hopefully. But we don't have to go back over those areas because they're being searched. We got little small little pockets of area that's still been missing, lingering for over a year. So just want to eventually, if possible, get to those two as well. As in everything else, yes, this is some little positive progress on things that toasted oven that I'll not be able to put in public. That's some information wise that would go towards law enforcement. There's some things they have to. Like I said, when I said on Q&A, I say those things for a reason. You guys, sometimes I be wondering, I'm waiting on law enforcement to catch up or something. Um, you know, some of the information I gave to them, but they haven't caught up. When I say caught up, I don't see them investigating. Like I said, the you guys saw the well. I had to go in that well myself with submergible cameras and did the video and showed you guys the whole work my way from the bottom up and show you how somebody utilized that well to dump something and cover it up. But the Buckeye Police Department, almost a year later, caught up with that. Even though I was telling them the whole time, you guys, I've been trying to put it in the public as well, trying to get FBI to try to look into that thing. They went in there finally and pull something out. I haven't seen the bit piping and all that stuff that was supposed to be all that stuff that was there, the fencing. I hadn't seen that on but they took pictures of some corns. Oh, it's just little some rocks and this and that. But don't you know I had a video of all the stuff that was actually in there? Uh, so what I'm saying is that I've been waiting on the catch. So it's a progress there. It's just that I can't some things like this can't put out there and just waiting on them to catch up, I guess, but catch up, law enforcement shouldn't have to be catching up. It's only if that's the case, it's only because they don't have the desire to, on Dane's case, to treat it. Again, still, no matter what you guys see, and you say, oh, they did this and they did, but look how long it took them to do certain things, right? Too. I know it's gonna sound like I'm always complaining about stuff. Yes, I am. My son is missing, and I have to make sure that things are going uh like they should. They should have been done already. Certain things should have been done already. So they say, "Oh yeah, haven't they done this or done this?" Yeah, but look how long it took them to do it. They say, "Hey, we searched this well with Daniel went missing in 2023. Daniel went missing in 2021, right? At the well. So y'all just not searching in 2023, and you're supposed to get a cookie for that." So I that's kind of thing. I just want to make sure that this is not the Q and A, guys. This is gonna end up turning Q and A. I'm saying, you guys, I wanted to just engage with you guys. Thank you so much, just beautiful, for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I like the little dancing thing there on there. Thank you so much, all of you guys who've been giving the super chat so far. I really appreciate your support for what I'm doing, this channel and everything. So thanks so much. You're coming in the midday. 10 o'clock in the morning. That's what noon on the East Coast if you're in the East Coast. So coming in and joining me on this live. So I just want to test it out, get you guys and want to see if something I would be doing off and on. If you guys could see uh, the template that I use to say, hey, I'm live, exclusive David live or something. Something I just created, just made up. And just come on because I was actually doing some paperwork and I say, you know what, I need to take a break and do a live, engage with the people. and engage with you guys because you guys have been so helpful, and I'm really grateful for you. I just want to make sure I'm engaging, hearing your comments and looking at your comments and things like that. Uh, just talking. And so I'll probably be getting off shortly, but I just want to tell you thank you so much, you guys. Thank you just for the super chat as well. All of you have been doing the super chat, but just wanted to come on, like I said, just try to make sure I'm engaging with everybody and get y'all geared up for tomorrow. We will be doing a Q&A in the morning, so hope I see some of the same names that I see right now on the Q&A tomorrow. I see. Let's see who I got. Jennifer Gills. Thanks so much. Hi there. Hi, is there a timeline done to see where else to pursue? And and that's what we're doing. Jennifer, this has been going on for me now. This is another thing too. Now I can't say I don't have a complete staff, and I'm when I say complete staff, things for me wasn't like something that really had to um, um, you know well, Wednesday, yeah, I've had the Q&A Wednesday, you guys, but the thing is, we don't have the whole staffing and things like that um, you know, that law enforcement would have, So, I'm trying to work on this timeline, trying to get this what I call as a family report. And when I say when this family report, it's my team now. The team I do have, we're getting together, have a special time, a weekend, outside of our busy, busy, busy schedule of doing everything Daniel. Plus, they have their lives too. They have their jobs and things like that. So, the time that we have, an allowed time, we're getting together, and they're gonna help me put together all these videos and all of these recordings. You guys, I just have so many recordings and things like that that would, say record as a show, the timeline people what people said to keep the so on and so on that type stuff. And I want to make a correction real quick. I just got a note, you guys. I've been kept saying tomorrow. For some reason I'm dead here. You got to probably hear me say, hey, the Q&A tomorrow. No, Q&A Wednesday, guys. Wednesday. Q&A is every Wednesday. My mind is already ahead. My mind is on Tuesday right now. So the day is Monday, so Wednesday Q&A. I want to say that real quick. But yeah, we don't have the staff like that. I want to make sure that I have the timeline done correctly. It'll be my own report, what the law enforcement said, what Buckeye did, what they said. And these things are backed by facts. When I say they're backed by facts, they're backed by recordings. This came out from their own mouth. They can't say when they was in this meeting, they say haven't done any forensic work at the scene. It comes straight from their mouth. You hear their voices if I have to. That's some things I had to really consider legally if I can put that public, but that'll be something I can have for any court issues. But the point is, I have those things documented where hey, look, um, um, from their own mouth when they said X, Y, Z. It's not things that I just made up. So things is it be all this kind of stuff, and the timeline and what happened from that point, and it be showing also all the efforts that I have done. You guys can actually see what Buckeye have on their report is definitely directed for me. You guys know that after a certain while I talk, I start coughing. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Can you bring me some water? Oh, y'all guys, excuse me for a minute, please. I'll start choking out the while. Okay, thank you so much. I'll try to get a couple. I thought I had some water near me, and I left my water. But you guys, thank you so much for that. But anyway, yeah, like I said, the timeline wise, excuse me, guys. I don't know, my throat gets really dry. But you know what? Timeline wise, it had to be something put together. Excuse me. I'm choking really bad. Something put together really, really, really detailed so you guys can see, if you kind of match it up to what Buckeye Police Department have, for instance. And I'm sorry for coughing in the mic, you guys. No, that's really rude. Um, like I said, this really dry throat, so please forgive me on that. All right, and I notice it tends to happen when I'm talking a whole lot, so Yeah, one of those. Thank you so much. But it tends to happen when I get to talking for a long time. That might be a cue right there. Tell me, hey, look, time to cut it off. Excuse me. But guys, you guys can hang in there with me. I apologize again. I'll try to take a little cough drop or something here. Um, but yeah, just trying to put that timeline together where be able to um, kind of outline the differences between what Buckeye have done, go with what they have on their report that they changed so much. First of all, but at the same time, it helped the people like yourself to really understand what's been going on in the entire case. Um, you'll see some of the things that Buckeye has been claiming to have done is actually becoming directly from me. And I'll be getting together, guys. I'll get together in a minute. Just hang in there with me. Sometimes it take a while for that to go away. But just make sure have that timeline straight that you guys can see how the efforts went, um, and see the things that, like I said, been done by myself and my team, or for instance, or you guys, and it's versus what law enforcement the efforts are, and also they go with the timeline that law enforcement have as well. They have this timeline where they say, "Hey, we did X, Y, Z," but yeah, you guys can see how long it took. For instance, like the first search for Daniel, they say they did almost 2 days after Daniel went missing, and then you got um, the second search. It was 2 weeks after that. Those are not really search efforts. Can you imagine if somebody robbed the bank, they wait till almost 2 days after and go look for the person who did it? They're long gone. They wait 2 weeks after that and then search again. I mean, you give these people time to hide and everything else, right? Things can happen in between. So, excuse me, Ken, I got a little cough drop them out, so help me out too. Satellites could be possibly be an option to track James Jeep. I seen people, yeah, I see. Thanks so much, Moochie Bear. Yeah, I've been trying with that as well, trying to get these imageries and stuff like that off of satellites. There's a lot of them out there, and all the ones that I did, I was able to get to. Those satellites either show stuff that before Daniel went missing or after. For some reason I can't get it within a week or the day, or certain little things like that. So it's a lot of them out there. It's a military base. You guys seen Mike on here just a while ago. It's a military base out there. So they have a lot of satellites and things like that out there. So definitely. All right. Let's see here. Again, you guys, I really feel it badly that I was coughing on this mic here. Don't want to disturb you guys like that. Um, I get talked too long and need to be staying more hydrated, I guess. I started getting the dry throat and it gets to me. We will be fighting for Daniel. Thank you, T and Wildflower. They've always been doing that. I really appreciate that. Pacific Breeze, the media needs to cover it again. Yes, I agree with that as well. I was really disappointed with reaching out to the media and so especially events like the protest I was doing that's been posted still on pause. Um, the search that I was asked for 200 people. I wanted some news coverage for that. And the reason why, you guys, because like I said, as long as we keep things in the media, Daniel's case stay alive, and we're gonna reach that person, a person that may know something, or they already know, but we can reach their heart to say something. More and more they see the interest that people really care. Maybe a tag on their heartstring to do the right thing and say something and do something. So hopefully that's the case. But again, you guys, this is turning like a Q&A, and that will be on Wednesday. I just wanted, like I said, I came on to engage with you guys on a little break. It's been 54 minutes. I get long-winded. That's probably what my throat try. I'm sure one team member was probably saying something similar to that. But just wanted to, like I said, just engage with you guys and talk with you. and just read the chats. I do see the questions. E saying like the big question mark that we'll be getting to in shortly. uh, just like I said, just anything you guys want to have questions, we can do the questions too. Just wanted to see how you're doing. So those who haven't, again, I see as I coming down. Those who haven't done it already, give me some big thumbs ups to let me know that you're doing okay. That's my little symbol. Say, hey, look, this person doing okay. I did it earlier, and we had a lot of people already tell me they're doing well. But if you're just joining in, put the thumb up if you can find it. Like one person said, you can find the thumbs up. Put thumbs up on there. Let me know you're doing well. Okay. All right. Now, thanks so much. Everyone hit that like button. Thanks so much. Yeah, guys, you can hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps if you haven't already. We still can hit the like button. So thanks so much. Like you said, now. Um, okay, Moochie Bear. A while out. Hopefully, won't be needed. Perform a coordination, coordinated Twitter storm in June would help regain national news attention around anniversary. Yes, yes, right in June. Especially, you guys know that I have the Daniel Robinson Foundation. Will be launching this year as well. Um, but definitely, like you said, yes, for an anniversary time, and hopefully I find Daniel before then. That's what I'm really hoping for. We'll have to have an anniversary thing, but if that happened to happen, yes, that's one of the things. Yeah, that could be very considered. Also, East Sands have something here. Uh, when are they supposed to be building over there? They already started. East Sands, they already broke ground over there out there in that desert. Um, like I said, they had a big heavy equipment and all that kind of stuff out there. They've been starting for a while now. It's a lot different out there in that part of the desert. But they're definitely, they should be finished, I think, in 2 years. Uh, there's not enough water to support what they're doing, but they're going full steam ahead. All right, ashes to ashes. Mr. Rosin, does that mean the property is sold again to Howard Hughes Corporation? I think so. I don't know how they really did it, the ins and out about it. I just know Eldorado Holders was part of it, and now they're not. So, but I knew it always been a Howard Hughes Corporation thing. That want to build this big smart city. Y'all ought to go look at it. It's called Travellas. Go look it up. Google it. It's beautiful. When I say beautiful, what it's going to be, self-sustaining city in a sense. Um, the way I appear, the way they make it look, there's no gas vehicles and all this nice hummingbirds and trees and people living. It's almost like you probably like living on another planet, so where colony or something where everything is beautiful, clean, and that kind of stuff. So it looks really nice. You go out there right now, they're breaking ground. They have these big old planters out there, right? These big giant trees and the big planters. Uh, was out there Saturday, and they'll have it looking nice. It'll be a real nice place. But anyway, um, yeah, but Howard Hughes Corporation. I'm not sure who it has been sold off to, but they definitely always been there. Where Dane's shoes found? I guess where were Dane's shoes found for Amy? That was found near the vehicle with the vehicle in that crime scene where the vehicle showed up. His boots was there as well. Assuming that is his boots. Like I said, you guys, I know Daniel wear boots, so I can't say it's not his boots. But the clothing, I can say it possibly not his clothing either, because we don't recognize the clothing. But the boots, I can't say what we recognize on that because I can't. I don't know Daniel's boots. His sister, she would kind of know, but I don't think she really paid attention to boots as much as her clothing. So, Moochie Bear, satellites and media are the only things I can think of. Satellites have been used in other MP cases, missing person cases. There are public ones, better private ones. Yes, yes. I just need to find out the right one. So, all right. And I see you again, Ashes, about the satellite. Let's see, praying. Thanks so much. Thank you guys. I just want to see, like I said, a thumbs up. You guys are feeling well. We need thumbs up. We should leave and share Twitter handles. June sounds good, but maybe one even before. The more stories is out there, the more people hear about it. we can DM Twitter to coordinate. Yes, thank you, scaring the cheese. Thanks so much for. Thankfully, you guys are really putting together, trying to put together something to get Dane's story out on that national side. It happened before. When I know that when that Petito Cat family situation happened, the pain that that family had to go through. When that happened, you guys. First of all, I want to tell you guys my condolences to that family because that was really hard for them, right? Very hard, and I know it's still hard for them. And I want to tell you guys when I was working very hard for 3 months, 3 months into Dane's disappearance. Um, I was just getting local coverage like really good. I was really pushing really hard for that. Get some local coverage, but I needed Dane case to go national. So I've been working very hard for that 3 months, guys. And um, you know, I mean, up every night, engaging like I'm doing right now. I hadn't done the YouTube thing yet, but social media on Twitter and things like that, and doing all these posts, hitting up all these celebrities to, and we can't get the celebrities. So the secret is with that for me was I hit up their friends and their families. I hit them up so much they'll say something to them, and then that's when they reach out to me. So the thing was, um, I stay up and do those kind of things, get Dane's story up to a certain level. Um, we're being caught by national attention. You know what I'm saying? It's sitting right there to where it on the next step would be of some national coverage, right? And when that happened because it first started with a tweet. A young lady tweeted out. She retweeted something I put up one night on Twitter, and it went viral. So that helped, right? At the same time, I was reaching out to Joy Reid people as well, MSNBC, and like I said, her folks reached out to him. Small world. When my stepbrothers wanted, he know them as well. So, but reached out to that person who hit something to Joy Reid. Joy Reid is a national news channel with MSNBC, and she got interested. She did this. Boy, she called a lot of slack with it. She called me on and did an interview, and she said the thing with white women syndrome. Oh, she took a lot of slack over there at first. It was eating her up over it, right? But then at the same time, that happened with because that was at the same time when the Petito situation was going on, and then people started talking about the disparities that was going on, which it is, you guys. That's what I'm saying. That's some of the activism I'm doing as well. Is because of the disparities that goes on with missing person case. That's something we cannot deny. It's not, but see, like I tell people all the time, I never blame a Petito family. They should get exactly what they got. The same national attention. They should got the urgency from the FBI like they did, and this and that. This is before I seen them go out there, had the FBI to um, trying to find the killer, right? Before they knew he even killed, before they even knew he did the crime. Um, Man left out with his backpack and they was looking for him. I mean, they're spending millions of dollars looking for him, all kind of stuff, right? And you know, it is amazing. But the point is, people need that. But that should happen in the Daniel case too. That's what I'm saying. So disparities is just like that. Um, they're very selective. Law enforcement, to me, my opinion, very selective of who they spend money on and who they would. They always like to hide behind jurisdiction talk and this talk and that talk and law talk. And again, it depends on the situation and who it is. Because if it's a law enforcement officer, they will never hear nothing about no jurisdiction, nothing. One of their kids, you would never hear about jurisdiction, anything. The officer would get more attention than the Petito case, if it was a law enforcement officer. So they would have law enforcement come from all across the country to try to find that missing police officer, that type deal. So those kind of things that we talk about on the Q&A, you guys know. But yeah, definitely, yeah, it took a while for me to get Dane's story out there, and it's unfortunately true for a lot of other families, not just our families, but my family, but just so many other families out there. And that's the sad reality, the sad truth that, like I said, we had to do something about. And that's the reason why I'm working hard with myself, putting things together where I can be effective to help other families, not just with the Daniel Rawson Foundation, but all other kind of areas as well. When there's disparities in this country from different areas, make sure that, you know, try to even that playing field. You guys, if you notice the Daniel Robinson Foundation, I added also the closing the gap, and that is talking about the disparities that happens with these many cases, many situations, not just missing person cases, but a lot of other things. So Dan Robinson Foundation will be trying to help with a lot of that, and also my activism, things I plan to do in the future that I will be announcing to you guys. Will be helping with that as well. Um, which hashtag should we use? Scaring the cheese. Yes, it depends on what we're talking about at the time, but yes, Miss Geologist Daniel Robinson, please help find Daniel. Those are hashtags I've been using in the past, constantly still use. So it depends on, like, we had the Day of Remembrance. I think it depends on what the hashtag is for that moment. But if you're talking about, I think scaring the cheese, you're talking about what we're doing towards getting national attention. Um, it can still be missing geologist Daniel Robinson. It's still out there, you know. So, all right. Let's see here. Just an idea for someone to the team with someone authority. Okay, I'll try to read some of your comments here, Moochie Bear. And let's see, could someone maybe not possible to identify people, but locating, tracking Jeep. And thanks so much, yeah, guys. Like I said, finding those things, talking about those things, the imageries and stuff like that. When it comes to finding those satellite systems that can help with some of that stuff. And again, when you think law enforcement would already have those things, at least I hope they do. I hope the thing they kept quiet, and then eventually I can see those things because, um, yes, we definitely need to get those imageries and stuff like that about what's going on out there. I hope I ain't missing nobody's stuff. Pacific Breeze has something here. Adult missing people are often not investigated properly. That's true. Law enforcement needs to update their procedures when it comes to adult missing, and that's true. You know, it shouldn't be a pick or choose. Everyone deserves to be found. Thank you, D Love, as well. And that's the truth, you guys. Um, you know, everybody should be treated equally, no matter what race you are, what you name it. Your the social status, where you come from, you some kind of celebrity to police to an ordinary person like me and Daniel. Should all be all treated the same as that way. You know, it's amazing how this country able to put billions and billions of dollars to other countries and help other countries, which I'm advocating for. I'm an advocate of helping other countries. At the same time, it's almost like being a deadbeat dad. If I have my children, and if I constantly helping somebody else's family, putting out tons and tons of money, but my children ask me for lunch money, and I act like I don't have it somehow. I'm giving them a little couple of dollars of change and don't want to give them a nice meal. What kind of dad am I? Not saying the country's our dad or something. I'm saying they've taken care of the country, supposed to take care of itself, meaning that the government should be taking care of citizens just like a father would his children. This is your country, this is your people, and you have to make sure that everybody's receiving what they deserve, no matter what color you are and everything else. All that stuff shouldn't matter as long as you're an American citizen. That's what should be. It's out of one, two choices you got to make. If you say, hey, look, I say like this. There's a lot of stepfathers out there, right? Taking care of other people's children. When I say taking care of other people's children, there's some good stepfathers. I know them. I know a lot of them. They move into a household with a woman they fell in love with. She already have children, but they treat those children as if they own, right? Rather, no matter where they came from. And so, it's out of two choices you're gonna make. You're either gonna say, "Hey, you're not my child," and you're not gonna do anything for them, or you're gonna do something for them. You're gonna, you shouldn't be into this marriage or situation if you're not gonna take care of them as your own, right? So, what I'm saying is, it's the same thing for this country. It's out of two things they're gonna have to do. Say, "Hey, look, with these disparities I'm talking about, you guys, um, just come out the straight, say, hey, you're not ours. You're not an American citizen. It's either you're an American citizen or you're not. So if they consider you American citizen, you should be able to get every right, every resource that is given. And then the funny part of it, they can't be a deadbeat either, going out and put all this millions and billions. I be watching on news like, man, um, some people ask for certain things like reparations to you name it, to do the rights in this country, or do the country just do right by itself, right? Helping people that's missing, or bring down, give free health care or something. Yeah, I'm just using an example. I'm not throwing out political stuff. I'm just saying, you guys. But they say we ain't got no money. We ain't got no money. But soon something happened. God, no, I'm saying I'm not throwing off on Ukraine, you guys, and those people do need help, and I'm an advocate for that. Like I said, at the same time, you're able to come up, you pull that out your behind, billions of dollars to help somebody else, but you can't pull up billions of dollars to help your own citizens modernize the infrastructure where you can have a department within the department that go find these missing people, for instance. There's it's certain things that it just don't make sense to me. It just don't make sense to me. So you advocate for these things, but are able to pull them out and with a simple vote, but you can't do it when it comes to everyday citizens like us, right? So it don't make sense. All right. Let me see. I've been missing a lot of chats, you guys. I missed your chat. I kind of turned my head away from it, and I apologize. Terry Dean, is law enforcement of the belief that the Daniel vehicle was out there the entire time, somehow missed by all the searches? Yes, that's exactly what Buckeye is saying. That's incompetency to me. You know what? There's a competency to me that they actually believe these things, right? They believe they was on the ground when they first searched, went over the area where this vehicle was going to be found, right? And it wasn't there, but they said they missed it. Then they did a second search 2 weeks later on the ground and in the air, went over the spot again and say they didn't see it, obviously, and they missed it. Then they want you to still believe, even though the ranch who found it, you guys, that says it wasn't here 2 to 3 days. First of all, it wasn't here 2 to 3 days ago because I was here on the ground, this spot, looking down this ravine because my cattle come down through here, and it wasn't here. And they still want you to believe that, regardless of what he said, it was there. Then on top of that, the Buckeye Police Department want you to believe that the vehicle's lying on side. They all the flip the road and all the stuff. They had a brain injury, all the stuff. We'll put that to the side for now. It was sitting on the side after that crash, that one crash. They know by data the vehicle been cranked over 46 times after the crash. That Daniel somehow, seatbelt or not, sitting in the vehicle that's sitting on the side, cranking it up 46 times while it's lying on the side. They want y'all to believe superhero hero no make no sense type stuff like that, right? So that's the kind of things I keep preaching about. So man, it makes me frustrated. It makes me angry, you guys. Because sometimes, you know what, God gave us one thing, you guys, and you guys got to notice, and I think everybody have it when we want to use it. We do have it, whether we use it or not, and that's called CS, common sense. God give us that. We all have common sense. We all can look at things logically if we want to, and we have that. Is sometimes we just choose not to, and that's what I appear to believe that law enforcement does. They choose to. Uh, it's called selective. You know what the word like other people use? They say alternative truths, right? Because they have their own idea that they want to stick to. They're gonna make it a truth. They're gonna make it true that he was somehow on the side there and he's doing it, or ignore that fact, on purpose. It had to be on purpose, you guys. And that's the reason why I say, you know what, my son's case is better off in hands of people who's competent and who can actually look at things in a more objective way and do the right thing with the information and available physical evidence that was there. It was given to them. They haven't have anything you guys find on the report. We gave it to them. When I say we, as myself and my investigator, we gave them these things, hard, tangible evidence, and they did nothing with it but rejected it. Went to go hire the private investigator to reject it. A man who had never seen the vehicle, touched it, or whatever, who was able to reject something he never seen. Right? That's almost like I'll close my eye. I don't want to believe it. Just because he got a name and a title, we supposed to. I guess you guys supposed to believe it because they wrote a report and they say I'm police. No, no, I don't believe that. But anyway, yes, yes, they want to believe that, Terry C. Well, they want you to all to believe. They know it's not true. They want you all to believe that for whatever their reasons are. They want you, the public. They want me to believe it too, but they know I ain't that stupid. I ain't saying nobody else stupid, but they know I'm not, and that's the reason why they probably don't like me because I'm not the person that's gonna say I agree with the police because they said it on paper or something when they're wrong and they're lying. I agree with them when they're right. I'm not gonna agree on when they're wrong just because for the sake of them being law enforcement. All right. Also, you can't be everything to everyone, and that is true. Let me see here. So what I got here. Let's see. You guys have a lot. Thank you so much, you guys, for coming in. I really, really appreciate that. Like I said, I'm just running off. This is my time. This is not a Q&A. This is my time, my break. So I decided to do a live on my break from doing all this computer work. You can look at the computer screen so long, you guys, and it'll start getting you blurred vision and everything else. So David doing a whole Q&A. I was reading something from my team, you guys. It's not a Q&A. I'm gonna say it again. It's not a Q&A. My team is writing some things in our own little chats, make me laugh. It's not a Q&A, you guys. I just came on literally. It kind of turned into a Q&A because I'm reading the comments and answers your questions, but I literally came in to just kind of engage with you guys. And like I said, that's what the whole purpose I'm here today, just to engage with you guys, just to talk, just have a conversation, just look at the chats, and there so happen to be questions, team. It may sound like a Q&A, but it's not. It is, but it's questions or comments, you guys, and I want to try to get much of I can, or just have a general talk to you. If I don't, Terry Dean, thanks so much for being here as well. That is ridiculous. Even the rancher said his cow would have alerted. The cows are very curious. He said the cattle would have been tearing that vehicle up, licking it for salt and trying to get, because they longhorn cattle, these big horns. They would rip that vehicle apart trying to get that water that was in the back. 2 cases of water untouched. They were trying to get the water and all that. He said all that stuff would have been going on. Or excuse me, with that his cattle. They would have had droppings all around the vehicle because they would have been hanging around because they're curious. They would have been digging with the clothes on the ground. That's what cattle does. That he says. I don't know. He's a rancher, so he should know his own animals. And those kind of things he described that would be going on out there in that desert with those cattle. So, Dog Defender, thanks so much for being here. It's good to see you guys. I know I probably missed some of your um, comments, you guys, because the chats kind of jump down on there, and like I said, it's not a Q&A again, Dog Defender and everybody else, but you got questions, I will be answering some of those, but I just look at the comments, and if Dog Defender, you're doing well, and those who just coming in just to hear me talk, that's what I'm doing. Give me a thumbs up. Just put the thumbs up symbol there and let me know that you're doing well. I'm looking for the thumbs up, and I want to say thank you because I had people doing it earlier. Those who already did the thumbs up already, let me know you're doing well. Today is a good day, and I want you guys to remember, and I'm keep saying it over and over again, today is a good day. Every day is a good day. We got to approach every day that way, despite of what happens in the day. Today is a good day. So, right. So if you guys agree with me on that and you're okay, give me your thumbs up and let me know that you're doing well. All right. T and Wildflower, your anger is justified, Mr. Robinson. Yeah, I get that at times. I do get angry and frustrated. My son is still missing, you know, and of course, that's human. That's human. You cannot be not angry when you see things not done a certain way or it wasn't done fair. They could do things that I've been asking you guys, and they have Maricopa County had to search, for instance, and they say, oh, but I almost want to say a little too late, but at the same time, you're grateful people do certain things at time. But just because it's really hard to explain. It just makes me angry. It makes me angry when I have to think about my son is still missing, and then to this point, they'll say something. What frustrated me most of all, too, you guys, is that it's uh, if law enforcement feel like he's just a missing person, then explain it. What make you feel like he's just a missing person? Just like they'll say, well, we'll have no evidence of foul play. What evidence you have of no foul play, though, too, at the same time, right? So if those two things balance out, you got something saying there's on their part now, which you have plenty of so foul play, but on their part, we have nothing so foul play here. But at the same time, don't have something that don't have anything that show that it's not foul play either, right? Or foul play or not foul play. Um, then should look some other place, and that's to the family. Start looking at common sense stuff. Like, okay, the family said this is unusual. He would not do blah blah blah. So they don't know Daniel. You can't go by what you think and your opinions are based on even information that we know about our son. um, that should balance tip the scale somewhere. Like let's say both sides sitting on scale, no foul play, sitting on the scale and it's even. And you put the peers of the family on that one side, that's gonna tip the scale, right? But what I'm saying, the scale is from my end, it is foul play happened. I don't know what the foul play, the definition of foul play would be, meaning that somebody murdered my son or versus holding him hostage or whatever the case may be. Something happened that day to my son. It wasn't by something on his own doing. It's foul play because of all the physical evidence there that my investigator and I found. It wasn't law enforcement found the stuff, you guys. Like I told you, law enforcement said they've been in these searches. They haven't found a construction cone out there. My investigator found all the information y'all even heard about, from the 11 additional miles to the initial cycles to the red transfer paint to the impressions on the windshield. You hear none of that about on the police. They found none of that. They the one pull the vehicle from the scene, right? None of that. And the black box data, they one took the black box data. Law enforcement, Buckeye, took the black box data off the vehicle, and at the same time, once they got it, they read it. They did. They say they did, and they said nothing showed wrong with the vehicle, wrong with the situation. They told my investigator when they gave it to him, they gave him the black box data and said, we're not investigating this. This is yours. They told me they had more leads to follow. Despite of what y'all hearing today, that's what happened during that time when the vehicle showed up. They gave it over to him. Then he read it. What they gave him, the data, that he read that data. He the one found the 11 additional ballots that does. In other words, Buckeye Police had the data and didn't know how to read it, and didn't know what to do with it. Right. But my investigator read it, got the information, and then when we kind of gathered all this physical and everything else together, we reluctantly gave it over to Buckeye Police, gave them a copy of this stuff, and then instead of them embracing it and finding out where my son, they rejected it and hired their own private investigator to try to squash it. We don't want this physical evidence to show that it's foul play. We don't want this, certain thing. We want to prove somehow with this, go to this dealership to prove that the level additional miles, this is just one of those things that can happen or something. And the crazy part about it, they went to, you guys think about how they did it so they could write in their report. They went to a local dealership, you know, y'all knowing the Jeep manufacturing people work at a dealership, the people who actually make the Jeep, who can tell you what the discrepancies are, we kind of do this and do that from the main source. If you're very interested in the truth, why would you go to a dealership and tap somebody on the shoulder basically and ask them about what they think about this extra miles or thing? Yeah, I mean, they can poll. I could poll about 5 of y'all there, and I'm sure at least one of you gonna say, "Yeah, that's one of them things that just can happen." That's the one we're gonna go with. That's how I look at Buckeye doing. That's the one we're gonna go with. And we can write in the report because we had one person, a Jeep expert. They had to said, right? Who is this Jeep expert? What's his name? What's her name? What's her title? How did what they got something to do with the actual people who determine their product is a recall or something? Because when I talked to the company, they said there's no recalls. How they responded was there was no recalls on the vehicle because they consider it as a recall. If those two things don't match, it's a recall on the vehicle. It's not matched because they know if it was a case, something like this, it goes to court, those things matter, what I'm saying, with the mileage and things like that matters. And it's a recall because they can get sued. So the thing is, so some of that type things is a bunch of stuff that would show a lot of suspect stuff when it comes to Buckeye Police Department. Danielle Ashley, thanks so much for coming in. Let's see here. You said, I find it weird that they didn't use the searching helicopter in the desert the night he went missing. Again, the Buckeye told me they say helicopters can't fly. Now, I'm a military guy hearing that. It pissed me off somewhat, but I'm assuming during the time when they said it, I was assuming that is their policy or maybe something they don't do because it's some. Well, I found it was a desert at the time, Maybe there's something they do because we're in Afghanistan. We have our Black Hawks flying at night without lights. Heck, we be riding out Humvees and MRAPs without lights. We put our blackout lights on and we be going, in the desert. So that's BS to me. I don't know how you do it on civilian side, but that's where I accepted it to the morning. I paced the floor, but I accepted to the morning, which they still didn't do it. But I'm saying you're right. They should have something out there, and I see it all the time in Phoenix. People go missing out there on Camelback Mountain, and all these. When I say missing, they get stuck or whatever, and they be out there with them helicopters at night, man, getting them people off those mountaintops and stuff. They get stuck somewhere. So, it's a bunch of BS that they came up with. Law enforcement at that. People that you rely on. All right. Let's see who was that got here. D Love, Mr. Robinson, Common Sense. You got Dog Defender, Melissa. That is how you know. Okay, thanks so much. Yeah, when things don't make sense, you guys, we do have common sense. This things just don't add up. I think one of the biggest bases when I first started stuff with Daniel, and as it was going on, and I started doing the interviews and things, I always hear the same thing all the time. Things just don't make sense. It don't add up. They don't. People just don't understand. Like, this don't make sense. It don't add up. It don't make sense. I keep hearing that over and over again. And we start thinking about Daniel's case. That's exactly what it's like, you guys. You hear things from me, hear things from the Buckeye Police Department, hear things from here, and they're like, nothing makes sense. It doesn't. The reason why it don't make sense because they don't want it to make sense. I'm telling you guys, you know, it's confusing, throw you off. It don't because it don't. So that's why I had to use the common sense on a lot of the stuff with you know, thanks so much, Jamie, Renee. I see that. You say you saw me on Grizzlies, True Crime. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that with Gizzla K. But yeah, just use a whole lot of common sense. And again, you guys, put your thumbs up if you are doing well, Jamie, as well as Othel Lewis. Thanks so much for being here. Amen to USA should take care of USA first. Yes, then deaf help others places as well, but perhaps not quite as much. Yeah. Each mission should be investigated regardless of race, financial status, and that's true. You guys, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I just what I'm saying is that funding. I've seen them talking about this prescription drug cross, and they got it low. That's great, right? Look how long it took them to do that kind of stuff for people, and these billions and billions of dollars. I mean, I'm a capitalist person. I like a capitalistic society as well. It's some competition stuff, but I think sometimes we're too capitalistic in some other areas because I'm like selfish, and I don't even call it capitalism. I call it being selfish. Period. When you saying, "Hey, look, I don't want to spend money on helping finding my own citizens, but I want to spend money on something that's on my interest or how I could get a little bit of control over somebody else's country." I'll take that money and do that instead of helping your own citizens. So I think there's a lot of greed and a lot of stuff that get too greedy and things like that. But that's another thing to get into. But I'm not. But I'm saying, it's frustrating when I can see that. When I was telling you guys with Daniel Case, you guys had put more on money into Daniel's case than the law enforcement at the time. When had started to GoFundMe, you guys had started putting out help me go. I started off with 10. Excuse me, I gotta get another one. I started off with like $10,000 as for you guys, right? Excuse me. Mm, mm. I'm sorry, you guys. I started without asking you guys for like 10 grand because I needed help remaining in Arizona. As I explained to you guys at the beginning, a lot of you probably don't know who just started joining my efforts. But at the beginning, I left South Carolina. I want to explain that to you guys. I didn't leave South Carolina without a home and responsibility. I need a second. Mm. Oh, guys, give me. I put another cough drop, guys. My throat get dry. Mm. Okay, now I think I got it. I didn't leave South Carolina without having a home, without having my responsibilities. Um, as you guys know, I'm a retired military guy. My children are doing well for themselves. All of them are scientists. We have a marine biologist, archaeologist, and Daniel geologist. Older son majored in computer engineering. Excuse me, guys. Wow. Mm. I do something about my throat, you guys, because that's been happening quite a lot here when I get talking long. But my children, like I said, doing well. So just sitting back, and kind of enjoying my retirement from the military. I'm military retired, you guys know. So I had a life where I take care of things, a whole house, mortgage, and stuff like that. And so when people say you uproot and left go to Arizona, that day when I got that call and I found out the Buckeye wasn't going to do anything for my son, I threw everything in my vehicle, as you guys know, and I started heading west. I didn't know how much it's going to cost when I get to Arizona, get to Phoenix or whatever. My daughter already living in Phoenix at the time, and how much it's going to cost to be living there at a hotel. I didn't know how long I was going to be there. In my mind, I was going to find my son when I got there. I was going to get it there. They ain't going to do it. My thought was I was going to find him in a day. And so after I got there, and I've been there for like a week, so I realized how much it's gonna cost, how much I was able to be able to pull, and how long I could pull, things like that, and what I want to do when it comes to making awareness to eventually get the search going, like I was trying to do at times. I needed help from you guys. So I started off with something small as I could, because I'm a person, first of all, don't like to ask people for money. That's one of my biggest pet peeve. I never had to ask for anybody ever in my life for money or anything. People ask me. I I loaned so much money. If I get some of those monies back that I've loaned so much out, um, I'll be doing very well. Make a long story. So that was very hard to even suggest that. My daughter suggested it to me, and so thank God she did. That's a lifeline to kind of help subsidize what I have to try to stay in Arizona long as possible. Right, with my boots on the ground, because I saw law enforcement not doing what they should early, quick. They're moving really slow. So as time went by, I started increasing the amount as needed. So you guys can see where it's at to this date. When I said the need was providing all equipment out there in the desert. When people say why it costs money to search, yeah, because you got first of all keep people safe. At the time, once my investigator showed up, I started even getting even more money that I needed because I had to provide his equipment, his team equipment to ride around in that desert out there. Utilize the two UTVs that I use as well to make sure volunteers have a place to recover and pick them up and things like this. Keep safe, right? So it costs a lot a week. Somebody asked me Saturday how much a razor costs to rent out. You got to put $1,000 down for the insurance. Well, that's what down, down. I'm sorry, they had to pay for the insurance and also the vehicle rental. I think it was like $500 or $600 per vehicle, and I probably had like about five of them in total. The thing about doing this every week, you guys, for 30 some weeks of searches or something, it's costly. And then at the same time, you guys know that you have to go out there and, for me, I was doing flyer distribution, create flyers, to traveling, to try to follow leads, to you name it. So it costs money. So you guys are constantly donating and things like that. And it's the only thing it was doing was keeping me there. I eventually got a one bedroom apartment, kept me there. I still have to take care of my stuff at home, you guys. So don't forget about that. You still have to take care of things at home. That don't mean the mortgage stop or this stop or my car note stop and so on, so on, so on. Everything still had to be paid. Lights, whatever, had to be taken care of. But in Arizona, everything had to be taken care of there too. So, make a long story, you guys helped me to continue to do all my efforts that I have today. So that's why I say when I tell you guys thank you so much, I really mean that, because I would not have been fortunate, like some families may want to as well, to be able to fight for your loved one as much as I have been able to. So thank you guys for that. But I just kind of would throw that out because sometimes people do ask over and over again about, especially with the whole GoFundMe thing, um, it takes a lot. I just feel like that it takes a lot, and I still need life. I want to keep going back. I've been fortunate to be able to sustain. Like I said, when I say sustain, still try to stay afloat with everything and keep fighting for Daniel. I had to adjust things. Just things can't do as much as I used to. That I still really need to do. It's just that I'm gonna do everything in my power to keep going for Daniel. That's what fathers do. Be smart with whatever you have to do, readjust things. So it's working. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it, guys, for like I said, constant support, constant coming in here, listening to what I have to say, being a part of what I have to say, and really engaging and being part of this. I like to say this family of people. Whether you're in the desert, those who say, "Man, I wish I'd be in the search out there with you." No, you're doing good right here too as well. Um, Coming out to the Q&As to follow me on this live, sharing Danny's story, all that is a lot. It's a lot, and I really appreciate you guys, each and every last one of you. So, Esther, is it not? It is not right. This kind of behavior should be not be accepted. I'm sorry. In today's world, police are there to work for the people. They blame the problem on underfunding. It definitely needs to change. Yeah, it does. This underfunding. I disagree with that too. How much more money do law enforcement really need? What they need to do, I think, you know what? I probably get in trouble for saying this because sometimes people get really touchy. It depends on how you define it. I'm gonna tell you about that definition on the reason why I would say what I'm about to say because my definition is a little different, meaning that I look at it different but explain what I'm saying. I kind of break it down to how I like to see what I'm about to say. Some people say the word defund the police. I don't agree with like defund the police. I think that you should fund the police, but it's saying the same thing like defunding, but don't give them all this money. You make them break these departments, get these city managers to break these departments down. That's what I'm saying, you guys. That's what I'm planning to be pushing for. Break these departments down, right? You have to have community policing, for instance. That's why one thing for sure, community policing is really good because these police officers are just in this community, period. They're part of the community. It's easy for people in the streets, like they walk down the street, they see old Joe. Hey, Officer Joe. Hey, what happened to those Officer Joes and stuff with his kids? And they come to your school or you see them on the street corner, you know them by name. And those are community policing, right? And then you got like for instance, for missing person cases, take those funding and put that department in that department, police department, that all they do is specialize in missing persons. Make a little small department as well. All they do is handle mental health crisis. Don't send officers out there who's supposed to be fighting crime or whatever out into some mental health crisis. Somebody calls, hey, my person having a mental breakdown or depression going on, whatever the case may be, and they tear up the house, just throwing things all over the place, and they're going crazy. And can you please come help us? The law enforcement come out there. The first thing they do is pull their gun out and shoot the person dead, right? Because they don't know what to do. Oh, he had a knife in his hand and he gonna do whatever case it is, whatever they come up with. I mean, I still say this, you guys. It always stuns me about law enforcement. Though. These guys have bulletproof vests on, right? We have them on too. I mean, I was probably a little different. We had side shields and all that stuff, right? And Kevlar on the head. I get it. But they have this vest on, and the person have a kitchen knife or something, right, in their hands, and they be like, y'all, good distance away from them, and they say, put the knife down, and next thing you know, they put like 20 bullets in them, right? This person, right, because they didn't put the knife down, and they say I was fearing for my life from a little steak knife or something, right? I'm just saying this is weird. I'm gonna tell you what fear for your life is when you're riding in a on a eight MRAP vehicle in Afghanistan with people that you know want to kill you, and you're on the MRAP that I mean a Humvee and a gun hatch like I was, right, a gunner, and you ride past in the convoy. And you see these people with RPGs. RPGs are like the long tubes. I'm saying for people not military, like bazookas. I guess some people know them as or something they can shoot. What they shoot is rocket propelled grenades, right? And so they had these RPGs on their arm, the hand, they holding them. Now that's fearing for your life because all they had to do is pull it up real fast and shoot, shoot at my vehicle and hit the vehicle and blow the vehicle up, right? Where I'm sitting in me and my battle buddies. So I'm saying that's can fear. So, but even with that, by law, military law, just because we see them with one in the hand, we can't just start open fire on them. Oh my God, I fear for my life. So I just shot them to death and all because I was fearing for my life. Yeah, I fear for my life. But we have a thing called rules and engagement too, right? So what I'm saying is, their rules and game. Oh, I fear for my life. The rule game, and he put a gun, put the knife down, but he gonna throw the knife like I'm just saying, like it's a spear or something, and it really kill you. You really believe that? No. I think sometimes these guys are very trigger happy and they want to have be able to say, "Have fired my weapon" or something. I don't know. That's what I'm assuming because sometimes it just don't make sense to me. But I'm saying the whole point is that's the reason why I'm saying that these departments need to have those type things in them, like some kind of the funding need to be allocated in the right place. So when they say defund police, I'm thinking more don't give them all the money. You don't give them all the money so they can buy these big heavy duty tanks and use it on civilians and all kind of stuff and these big heavy guns and like they're in the military somewhere. If you want to play with those kind of weapons, join the military. That's what I tell people all the time. You want to play the big heavy weapons, join the military. You can mess with them all the time when you go out to war somewhere. But the thing is, you want to use it on civilians. So yeah, try to take some of that money and that funding and use it for training for other departments that need it where we need it at as in the community. So that's what I think the definition for me would be, something like that, right? To allocate the money in the right places. We need to to stay healthy for to continue fight. I love it, Sophia. I get you, Sophia. I know what you're really saying. I probably see a lot if I look at the chats, team chats. But you know what, you guys, she's right. I'm getting ready to get off of here. I've been talking so much, you guys, and I'm losing my voice and coughing and all kind of crap. Um, I get dry throat, whatever. I probably need to drink a gallon of water before I join or do a Q&A or get on here and start talking because yeah, don't need all of that coughing and things like that. So, thankfully, for the majority of the police police here in, yeah, and I'm really, like I said, a lot of law enforcement people join the law enforcement for good reasons. I know I was about to join to become a police officer in DC and Washington DC with my brother. When I say my brother, my step brother, he and I was going to get ready to go to police academy together. I backed out of it because they was killing the rookie cops in DC, and I didn't, like, oh no, not me, but he retired from his department, so he stayed in and did his years and retired. So I know some officers out there doing their job, they doing some right things. A lot of them, majority of them, and I don't like this. I still don't get you got guys. I still don't. I'm not for this bad apple thing. They know who they got in their department. Some of these guys have some rap sheet longer than a criminal, and they still officers somehow. Still officers. You have a chief of police, Chief Hall of Buckeye Police Department, got suspended for his department falsifying records, and they still got him. They made him chief twice. The man went to go get a promotion or some for a little while and came back. Now he's a chief again, still a chief, right? So I'm saying is, you guys, um, you know, people call him a bad apple. He's still there, so he is a bad apple in my book. And but he's still there. They want him as their chief. I see some favoritism there. It's something going on in that whole community of Buckeye. I can tell just by meeting the mayor and the assistant vice mayor, they call it, the city managers, and all the whole entire people up there, the city council people, all of them. You know, they show who they really are. Like Maya Angelou says, they show exactly who they are. I believe them, and you know what? That's what they are, and all of them bad apples in there. So, but anyway, thankful for the majority of police in here. Thanks so much, Curious. In Scotland, don't have guns, no weapons. They have to use their wits. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, but the United States are a long way to get there. But I tell you what, they have a long way. But yeah, Pacific Breeze, rest liquids and healthy foods keep up the mighty strength. Mr. Robinson, thank you. I'm gonna tell you guys must have some conversation that sound like led by Sophia, most likely. I probably missed some of that, but that's true. Yeah, I do need to drink more water and stay healthy, right? so, so thank you so much, you guys. Let me see here. I got some SEMA. I'll read some of your comments, you guys. I have SEMA. Let's see. Okay, we all love and understand me, Mr. Robinson. Take first care of yourself. Yes, yes. I keep seeing that over and over again, you guys. Thank you so much for caring. Thanks so much for your comments on that behalf. But I see you guys on Wednesday. So I'm about to get off here. It's been almost 2 hours. I see y'all when I had to get back to work. So I'll be back online, finish this letter, you guys. Like I told people who just not coming in, I told people earlier that I've been online, it's a letter going out to Chief Hall and his whole entire police department, but Chief Hall to formally request again. I did it before, but to request the change the jurisdiction in my son's case over to either the Maricopa County or the FBI. It's gonna be in black and white. They can't say they don't know my feelings, my thoughts towards that. That's the reason I write this letter. And then from that point, it's going to a legal challenge, legal thing. So, but definitely had to put that in paper. But the other part is also to Maricopa County to get my son's vehicle. Because that's costing me a lot of money to house the vehicle and all this DNA. I should not. I was looking at. I went to that storage, you guys, the other day, and I saw my son's things, right? And it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart where um, the world can see, I can see, even if it's not just being me being biased as a father, they can see the criminality that's going on in this case, the neglect, and to you name it, and my son thinks that I'm housing something that can give my family answers, DNA, right? I'm housing things that's very important to my son's case that should have already been in law enforcement's hands. It was in law enforcement's hand. He gave it to me. Can you imagine? Again, you guys, reiterate this a lot. Can you imagine if that was a law enforcement officer? Just think about this whole story. Law officer went out there in the desert driving his vehicle. One person saw him last. Some guys at the well. He went to go check to see, make sure everybody's there. He said he saw this one guy. Hey man, you all right? I'm just making up a story, you guys. And the man said, "Yeah." I talked to the officer. He asked me, "I was all right." He said he was getting ready to leave to go back um, to Buckeye. I'll say Buckeye Police Station, whatever. And he just waved at me. He just took off. He was gone. Then the guy said, um, uh, "That's all I seen him." I had to change the story up a little bit, of course. Here it is. First of all, a couple things I want to pause right there. First of all, it wouldn't have been no 30 days later that they're gonna find the vehicle. First of all, that day right there would have been looking for that officer immediately. If the radio communication would have went out, the man wasn't answering his cell phone, they would have been scouring that desert. I mean, with every force they got, Maricopa County would have been a part of it, Goodyear would have been a part of it, Surprise would have been a part of it. I mean, I'm just naming all these neighboring cities. All of them would have been out there in full force. Phoenix, everybody in full force. You'll be thinking Armageddon get ready to happen. They're having on CNN and everything else would have been out there that day looking for that. There was combing that Sonoran Desert for this officer's vehicle. And he went out there and he just disappeared. We didn't hear from him in hours. He ain't called dispatch. His radio went out. it would happen. Let's make some crazy hypothetical that ain't gonna happen. 30 days, almost 30 days later, the police vehicle, they didn't find it. The police vehicle showed up in a ravine 3 miles away from the well site. First of all, I'm like, how in the hell they get to here three? And we've been here, scoured all these resources out here. How we miss it? They can't say, oh, we just missed it, right? Oh, we found a ravine, found the police vehicle ravine, also uniform on the ground, his badge on the ground, his gun, all that is on the ground, 3 feet away from the vehicle. Inside the vehicle was still his laptop from his work computer, as well as um, his uh, his cell phone or whatever the case may be. He must have kicked out a sunroom, also must have kicked out sunroom, and then his uniforms in there. He ran off in the desert butt naked, maybe join a monastery, become a monk. You have never really heard law enforcement say no crazy shit, stuff like that. Excuse me. We never say anything crazy like that, right? Matter of fact, like I said, you guys, it would have been no jurisdictional problems. Well, this is Buckeye case because it happened to Buckeye. You would never hear Maricopa County say nothing like that. You would never, and that's their jurisdiction, first of all. And especially if it wasn't, even if it was Buckeye officer, they would forget that jurisdictional stuff. And then Buckeye would have invited them in. They would have invited the police, or the FBI in, or whoever, right? They would invite South Carolina Police Department in to come out there to help. You know, so I'm saying is, you guys, it just kind of bothers me. I keep thinking about it over and over again, the way this thing has been approached, man. Like it is, what's good for the goose is good for the gander as well as the way things for my son's case have been handled, and it always gets to me every time. That's why you hear me slip out with something like that I just did, is because it makes me angry to see how this when I had to go back and relive the whole story over and over again, and realize how neglectful law enforcement was and reluctant they was to even put resources in, despite of my family and I saying that something's not right, despite of the evidence that came 30 days afterwards that would suggest foul play. They're refusing to do anything like really concrete and really quick enough without all this red tape and excuses and trying to explain themselves why they can't do it and really don't want to do it, type stuff, right? Or I'm going to defend the blue and make sure the blue look good. Well, I'm gonna help Buckeye look good, but I'm not gonna help you find your son. That's the only way I look at it, you know, that type stuff. And so when law enforcement do their job, I think sometimes, like for instance, they went out to search recently or something. When they do their job, they expect for you to look at it as in they're doing something for you. No, you're doing your job. Like, if I ask you to go out there to search, whether you did it the first day or you did it like they did almost 2 years later, um, I don't expect it. I don't supposed to give you a heroes a necklace or a reward or something because you went to go look for money. It's your job to do it, right? There's no reward for that. It's your job to do it. So you get paid to do that. Can you imagine you going to your job every day, you get a award every time you come to work every day because you did your job that day? They say, man, you did your job today. Let me give you a reward. I mean, it'd be nice if we get a bonus every day from our job. Somebody give you a reward every time you come to work every day and you do your job. No, you don't get no reward for that. It's your job. So somebody asked you and the boss man had to ask you, which we are law enforcement boss, asking you to go do a job, and you take your time to do it. First of all, you're lucky you didn't get fired somehow. But if you did it, you don't get no reward for that, is what I'm saying, you know. Okay, but anyway, I'm gonna keep talking to you guys. Buju Bear Salad Life is in many areas. It is who you are and who you know, and it is true. And so yeah, it is who you are and who you know that matters a lot in this whole scheme of things. And that's the reason why this David Robinson the second is you know, doing everything I can to change that. So anyway, thank you guys for just joining in with this live YouTube thing that I was just trying out. It turned out to be 2 hours like I do on Q&A. I know I'm here a lot and I'm probably behind because I need to keep going. I have some very important meetings tomorrow. But I will see you guys I'm prepared for these meetings, guys. You'll be hearing about some of those things, hopefully, really exciting. When I say exciting, it's some things that I know will help me move towards some better things for Daniel. And so you guys, I'm really, and it's fun. I was jumping the gun. I'll say, hey, I'll see y'all tomorrow Q&A. No, Wednesday on Q&A. I had to get a note just now. Like, no, Q&A is on Wednesday. So I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Thank you so much. Buckeye ain't looking good for it. Yes, you're right. Let me start reading these comments. I'll keep going, you guys. If they ever done the job right at the beginning, Daniel would have been home. And I believe that, Terry. I'm gonna say this real quick too. Here it is again, 5 minutes. Um, Terry Dean, you're right. If the Buckeye Police Department, I blame them for this too, you guys. If the Buckeye Police Department would not come with their dumb behind assessment of my son case at day one, when I was calling from South Carolina, put it first of all, they lied. They made me wait an extra 3 hours, wasted time. Oh, you got to wait 12 hours before you report a person missing. There's no policy they have that says that, first of all. No law that says that either. And so that was wasted time at the beginning. The other part is, you guys, if they would have jumped on it as soon as this man went missing in the dead, like they would if somebody called and say somebody stuck on that Camelback Mountain and they send the dispatch out there to go get that find them and get them off that mountain. Whatever was going on in the situation with Daniel, they probably could have caught it right then, right? But they decided not to. And those crucial moments mean a lot, you guys. I know we always say the first 24 to 48 hours is very crucial. No, I say the first moments because the thing is for me and a lot of families, you guys, and I want y'all to understand this. It's not like a criminal case or something like where they say, oh, the first 48 hours or whatever. That's for the detectives. That's their job. But for the family and for the police department to act immediately, it comes from because most times, like in my case, my son's case, the family already did the due diligence. They called the friends like we did. We had to go to his apartment like we did. Look for his vehicle like we did. You know what I'm saying? Put all these things in already that we already know, all the knowns. Law enforcement don't have to worry about that. That's none of their business. They worry about what did we do our due. We already did our due diligence. We know that's the reason why we're a reporter. We know our loved one is missing. We know something is not right. We don't need law enforcement to tell us something ain't right. That's the reason why we call them. We know, right? So that is the most crucial moments, you guys, when law enforcement fail. They fail to act fast. And when they fail to act fast is the reason why we have thousands of people missing in this country. I'm telling you guys, and that's the reasons why, because of the slow action of law enforcement as well. The family had to do their parts too now. You had to do your parts too. What I'm saying is that's the reason why. Because law enforcement not doing their job immediately. You're supposed to law enforcement standpoint, it ain't their job to make no word like they said about he's a grown man. He's a grown man. If he wants to disappear alone, he can. Like, who told him that? It ain't their job to make their own opinions. It ain't their job to think of it in whatever area they want to think of in their own opinions about something. They don't know Daniel. They didn't ever tell him he want to disappear on his own. So you shouldn't make statements like that or make your thought process about that. You should get off your behind and go do all the steps and the procedures that you're supposed to do outside of trying to prove that the person not missing. You should be proving that the person is missing because it's already been proven because that's why the family called, and you should work your way backwards. Assume the worst first, do your job to find this person, and prove backwardsly this person okay. You found them. They're like Mr. Pooley gave me a story in the past about a family looking for a guy and turn out no, I'm gonna say family because I want to put the full details of that, but find out they found the person, talked to the guy. I can't say this part. Talked to the guy, and his wife reported him missing. Talked to the guy. He was somewhere he should probably should be, but he wanted to be by himself. Be by himself. He wanted to be whatever grown man do what he want to do. And the only thing that when they found him, because they really act really fast and found this guy, And so when they went back to the woman and said, "We found him," well, she like, "Where is he? Where is he?" Well, we can't tell you that. He's a grown man, so he had the right to be missing if he want to. He's right. So law enforcement right. When the person's grown, they have the right to be missing if they want to. We found who it is. We found the person. We engaged the person. They said they're fine. That's all we can tell you. We can't tell you where they're at. They just want to be by themselves. Whatever case, we ain't tell you nothing. We just told you they fine. We found the person. We engaged. They fine, and that's it. That's then from that point that family would know if that's the case. In a lot of families, like a friend like me, I'd rather hear that from law enforcement. Like, we found Daniel. He says fine. End of story. Right? I have to suck that up. At least we know you're okay. And when he's ready, he'll be back and be okay. You get what I'm saying? That's what for it is for families, and that's law enforcement job. Their job is not to be counselor and psychologist and everything else they try to be. Judge, jury, and executioner in other cases where they try to be. That's not their job. Their job is just law enforcement. You know, so that training need to be put into law enforcement to get things right. With law enforcement. So I'm saying, you guys, it is so much, that's part of my activism and things I'm planning to do in the future. Like I said when I first started this live, that I'm going to be doing. I can't wait to tell you guys some things I'm planning to do. But you know what? Just really, really, I'm telling you guys, a lot of things had to be advocate for change in the way police thinking and everything else, and whatever happening. That the culture, all that stuff got to change, man, because it just don't make sense. I mean, it ain't just police; it's all kind of other areas as well that need to change and stuff like that. So on time you can get change, you got to make change. You got to do it for yourself sometimes. I know one guy would say, "Hey, you can't beg a person for something, because you beg them for something, they ain't gonna give it to you. You got to go get it yourself. You got to go make that change yourself. You got to go after, um, whatever you say. So you feel passionate about something, you can talk about it till your face turn blue, until you get off your behind and go do something for it, or at least try. Then hey, what's the whole purpose of you complaining?" So I say it like this for my life: a lot of things outside of just Daniel being missing, and things that have been going wrong with this case, and what's going on wrong with many other cases. There's other things in this country that I like to talk about as well. But you know what? That's the reason why saying we got to do some really changes, some really fights for a lot of other stuff as well too. So also recently, thank you so much, Artemis, if I say that correct. Thanks so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I like the little things moving around, the little cat things or whatever, a fox thing. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. God bless you so much for your support. But yes, I also recently donated on GoFundMe and signed. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your support. And like I told you, if you heard me earlier, Artemis, your support helps a lot. It helped me keep my boots on the ground in Arizona. It helped with the searches. It helped with just everything, the flyer distributions, to being able to get around. So yeah, I mean, this is so much, you guys. Uh, I know sometimes people look at the GoFundMe and they be like, "Man, you almost to your max or whatever the amount I put there." And that's true. You ought to saw when it was $10,000 starting off. So every time we get closer and closer, I have to edge it up. So, and that's the reason why I say I edge it up, is because it's actively being used to that amount. So when I get close to it and I know I need more funding, I just keep edging up. GoFundMe do not take away, say, well, he used this for the flyer distribution. They did it off and they bring it, so the numbers be coming down. No, it just stays the same and just keep building up. So the public, only thing you guys can see is the amount that's there been collected thus far. And but as in the efforts, you guys can see what I'm doing publicly to do everything for my son. Like I tell people, you know what? It's never been a vacation for me. I I kind of laugh because I know my team already know me. Um, and I know I'm not putting Arizona down. My son, he just love Arizona. They just love Arizona. I'm just not an Arizona person, you guys. I'm a beach person. The last time I've been in ocean water, I'm an ocean guy. I have to be near water. I just love water. I love palm trees. I love, certain things. I just love the humidity, the air. I want to be closer to the equator as possible. Me personally, that is where I would be right now if I had my choices. But you know what? Sometimes life makes choices for you. It caused me to be in Arizona for almost 2 years, searching for my son, a place that he loved. I'm not a desert terrain person, you know? So it's not a vacation for me, it's not a happy place for me, me or my family. It's not a happy place at all for me. You know, my son would miss it in Arizona. Arizona's a place I don't rather not be, you know what I'm saying? Not saying it's a bad state, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not a desert person, you know, a person that to say, hey, I just want to be out in the desert. I want to be near the ocean. That's just me. So having said that, I'm saying you guys, me staying in Arizona alone and doing all the things that I have been doing for my son, no cookie for that. That's what fathers do. What I'm saying is that, doing it that long, tell you, I really appreciate you guys for supporting me to be able to do that, to be in Arizona that long, fighting for Daniel, having a team to come together to help me as well. So, I mean, just thank you so much, you guys. And I just can't say it enough. Thanks so much, Artemis, for the donations. Thank you, everybody, for the chats, the love, the comments, the ones who out of in another country who's been just spreading Daniel's name. To, I'm just saying, you guys, I love you for all that. I'm had to get off now. Thank you, guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, rest of the day. If you are, for the last thing, I want to see you guys put your thumb up, and I'm gonna get out of here. So I see a couple thumbs, and I'm out of here. So start put your thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let me know that you all okay again, and I'm out of here. Just want to tell you up front, yes, when I see a couple thumbs here up in the chats, and we in this live. And y'all don't forget to come back again, on Wednesday for the Q&A live, Wednesday morning. Of course, if you're in California, well, the time gonna be changed this weekend. Don't forget, y'all, the time changes this weekend, not Wednesday, but this weekend. You got to move one out. Thank you so much, T. Wildflower. Everybody, put your thumbs up. Thanks so much. I see those. Don't forget the time gonna move up this weekend, but this week is gonna be the same. The Q&A is going to be at the same time, you guys. If you're in California on the Pacific time, that would be at 6:30 a.m. If you're in Arizona, that'd be at 7:30 a.m. If you're on Central Time, that's 8:30 a.m. If you're on the East Coast, it's 9:30 a.m. So I want to see your guys out there that morning. And also, if you come in that evening prime time, you can't do it in the morning on Wednesday. There is a prime time Q&A, and that would be at 5 o'clock p.m. on Pacific time if you're in California. That's 6 o'clock p.m. if you're in Arizona, 7 o'clock p.m. Central time, and 8 o'clock p.m. if you're on the East Coast. So thank you guys. I see all the thumbs up, D Love, T and Wildflower, Esther, Forever Curious, Emmett, Ned, Linda. Thank you so much. D Love, thank you for the praying hands. There's also thank you Terry Dean for the thumbs up. Say what's that? C Muhammad. Thanks so much for the thumbs up. Artemis, thanks so much for the thumbs up. Tara Dean and Moochie Bear. Thank you guys. I love y'all, and y'all want to have yourself a wonderful day. Talk to y'all later.